Thousands of black South African children marched from their schools to Orlando Stadium on the morning of June 16, 1976. They were protesting against a government directive that made Afrikaans mandatory in all black township schools across the country. Local languages were forbidden in the schools, notwithstanding the Constitution's support for Afrikaans and English as the country's official languages. The gathering was intended to be a peaceful protest with the goal of persuading the government not to make Afrikaans mandatory in schools. When the police were sent in to disperse the crowds, things spiraled out of hand and riots erupted. As a result, hundreds of students were killed. June 16's activities focus on a few individuals who participated in the demonstration. Hastings Ndlovu, the first child slain in the killings, and 12-year-old Hector Peterson was among those killed. Tsietsi Mashinini, who led the student protests, is also remembered. Youth Day, as it is commonly known, is a commemoration of the youth who were attacked by apartheid state police in Soweto on June 16, 1976. Over 500 young people were killed on that day. Divulge Talk Show, being a platform that focuses much on the youth, asked 3 young people to express their thoughts and feelings about Youth Day and what it means being a youth in South Africa.
Hi, my name is Chantal Mavimbela and I am a radio personnel by profession. So what Youth Day means to me is a day whereby our youth fought for our rights to education. We didn't want to learn everything Afrikaans, so they made sure that every other vernac is at school. So this is a very important day whereby we commemorate, or rather give thanks to the youth that have fought for us back then. If it wasn't for them, by this time we would have been struggling like a lot.
Everyone, thank you so much for having me to talk show. My name is Jane Majita Moyo, and I'm going to answer the first question that says, what does Youth Day mean to me and why is it important? So for me, Youth Day means a lot of things. I'm thinking about young, vibrant, brave people who were able to step out of their houses, leave their parents, and leave what the leaders believed in, but to go fight for what's actually right. How nice is that? Do we have such youth these days? I don't know, but I think that whenever we are celebrating Youth Day, let us just not think of wearing your blazers, going out there and having fun without knowing the reason why we're stepping out of your houses and go and celebrate the likes of Hector Peterson, people who actually died for what they believe that's right, which is what we are having today. I don't think you'd be having the kind of education, or your parents would be far where they are right now, or the whole country. I don't think the country will still be in the same way that we are, or in the same state that we are right now as a country. So for me, Youth Day is something that I celebrate, thinking of the likes of Hector Peterson and other students and other learners who were able to just live their lives, the normal lives, but to go fight and live that tragic life that they were living, protesting, fighting for our rights that we are having, and even our freedom. So for me, Youth Day is something that's very important. Think how blessed we are as a country, South Africa, that you are able to be in a class and be taught in your own home language that they call home languages, which is isiZulu, Pedi, Venda, Tsonga. And it actually gives you more understanding of what you are being taught in the classroom. Imagine being taught maths in Afrikaans, which is something that's very hard. So we are so lucky and we are so blessed. It's something that whenever we are celebrating Youth Day, let us just embrace it. Let us just commemorate the people who were able to be brave enough to be where we are right now.
Youth Day basically is how it started was just that the youth were tired of what was going on in apartheid. They were tired of the system that was controlling them, suppressing them. They were tired of everything that was just going on. They didn't want to learn in Afrikaans, and they just decided, nah, you know what, we've had enough. And they were like, you know what, nah, we're not gonna put up with this. Then they fought, and here we are now. So I mean, it means that we have come to a point of freedom due to their sacrifice, and we are able to enjoy from their sorrow. We should celebrate it just in commemoration of what they did for our sake. If it wasn't for them, we probably still would have been, learning in Afrikaans, and yeah, I guess so. But hey, now we out here technically not learning in Afrikaans, but we are learning Afrikaans out here. We're still failing that, and yeah, so I guess celebrating it is just in commemoration of their resilience, their strength, and I guess it's a reminder that as the youth, if we definitely do put our minds together, trust me, we can do great things.
Honestly speaking, I'd like for the youth to be involved in everything. It doesn't mean when you're a young person, there's no need for you to do anything. You can be involved in so many things to make South Africa a very better place. Right now, we're education, and it's something that we shouldn't be fighting for till this day, because on this day, June 16, until today we're still fighting. Well, youth, just be involved, y'all.
So for me, there are a lot of things as youth that we can do to make South Africa a better country. First of all, let's not walk into the steps of our leaders, which is corruption. Whenever you are youth and you are given a chance to change your community, think about the reason why you started changing your community and what positive outcomes that you want through the organization that you are within. So whenever you are given a chance as a youth, do not take that steps or walk into the shoes of our leaders. That's a no-no. So for me, I wouldn't walk into the steps of our current leaders that we are having. If we had good leaders, we would be far as a country.
Damn, there's actually a lot. But yeah, I don't even know where to start. But hey, gotta keep this short. We basically just need to understand that we live in different times. Sure, this is South Africa, but the world is going forward, and we need to go in that direction so we can have the best possible lives, for our kids and so forth. We just need to understand that it's not what it was anymore. The past, let it stay in the past. I didn't say let's forget it, I just said let it stay there. We must understand that things are changing. Change is here, we need to embrace it. So, because it's more like, yeah, sure, we say, yeah, we must change, because we must change, but most of the things we're still doing is the same thing our parents were doing, and we just need to step out and be like, nah, I'm not gonna do it like that. And we just gotta, we have to find our own way of doing it. Sure, like an example I like to use a lot is this thing of, education is the key to success and all that. Yeah, sure, Feli. You know what? Education is quite powerful. Mara, not in the sense that we are taking it. We are taking it that we need to now enslave ourselves to the education system and get that degree that we don't even want to get and make our parents happy. No, listen, we're not going to go anywhere like that. In the times that we're living in actually, we need to educate ourselves on what is currently trending. We need to help the people around us understand that, listen, this is not how we do things anymore. Things are different. We have to see what's going on in the world. We just need to be up to date with the current trends, and that way keep our mind active, being able to think outside the box, being able to have a different view is basically what we should do. And in that way, doing so, we will definitely find a way to make South Africa a better place for the emerging generation. But this is actually a whole topic on itself. But hey, as if the emerging generation also don't destroy themselves with the nonsense that we are kind of introducing in the world as well.
What I like about being a young person in South Africa is that we have freedom of speech. We can say literally anything at any time. If we feel discriminated or stigmatized, we can still talk about how we feel. So that's the best thing that there is about being a young South African in South Africa.
For me, I have a lot of things that are my favorite, but I'm going to talk about opportunities. I'm going to talk about freedom. In South Africa, we have a lot of opportunities as youth. You are given a bursary to go further your studies. You can also go to school with what you call government school or local school or public school for free. You do not have to pay anything. That makes us to have a lot of opportunities in South Africa as youth. That you can also get a scholarship after you just finished your studies. You can open a small business. You can be a young entrepreneur, especially women and young men. We can actually groom ourselves to the opportunities that we get here and that we are given by the government. We have a lot of access things that we can access as youth other than other African countries. Let's talk about freedom again. We have a lot of freedom in South Africa. We use that freedom to get positive things. For me, it's so important as a youth, as a young person, to go out and explore the freedom, make mistakes. I think you don't just become successful as a young person. You need to take the opportunity that you're given and the freedom that you're given, and you go mess up out there, and then you actually look at the brighter side of the other world through the mistakes that you make. So you are allowed to make mistakes as a young person through the freedom that you are given. So I think we can take the freedom part into the positive side. So we have opportunities and we can have a lot of things and we can actually have positive outcomes.
Okay, my favorite thing about being a youth is generally just, the freedom. You can literally do a lot of things and get away with it. Although, yes, it might catch up with you later, but for now, nobody really cares about that. But thinking for the future. But like I'm saying, in South Africa, my favorite thing as a youth is that we have freedom. We have so much freedom, not gonna lie, compared to like other African countries. The freedom that we got here, is crazy. And we really got to be grateful for that kind of freedom and not take it for granted, because we here, we can generally just wake up, open your phone, open Instagram, open what you need to open, and just use the internet, use your data without having to worry that it might be a plane that will crash into your house, or it might be a bomb next door, or someone might get shot. And we just need to be grateful for the freedom we have. That's my favorite thing about being a youth in South Africa, the freedom. But then again, you have to look at it from a different point of view. I'm looking at it from my point of view. I didn't grow up in the other kind of struggle that other youth have grown up in, so I can't say freedom. They might not see it that way because they're not free. They're doing what they have to do to survive. So, but then again, freedom, like I'm saying, freedom is basically the biggest thing a man can have, because if you're not free, then it's tough out here, man. So you just gotta be thankful for the freedom that we got in South Africa and make the most of it.
Thank you so much for having me to Talk Show. let us not forget to spread love, peace and kindness to the next person that's next to you.